Oh, hey there, it's bootsowen here. Time for another update on where I am in the world of washing machines. So over here, got this Hotpoint WM81 washing machine, which I was doing a series of things I've put in the machine and tested it and just run it on a regular cold cycle, and it hasn't broken yet. It's been sat out now for maybe 3 months and it's still going strong, I guess. Gotta make some more videos on that soon. It's a bit rusty, probably getting rustier, a bit more down the bottom there. So yeah, it's pretty bad. Then I found this one. It's a Hotpoint Aquarius WD440. It's a washer dryer with no filter. That's what I concluded, which is a bit of a weird one. I've got to make a video on that itself, just for what it is. But there's a quick look on it. All down one side it's scraped. The scrapes have gone rusty. I think what happened was somebody took it out of their house. I don't know why, but I'm presuming, like, it's not bad there, and it's actually quite clean. Oh, it's missing paddles, so they're probably a bit annoyed about it. It's missing only 1 out of 3. Don't know what's wrong with it, or if there is anything wrong with it, but I'm probably not going to waste my time trying to get this one going on account of the scrapes. It's so gross. Well, it's not so gross, but it's so badly damaged. It also has these funny yellow snots on it, which look like expanding foam snots or something. So someone was probably having their kitchen done up and they got rid of it and then dragged it across a car park to dump it, and I found it and took it home. I guess it'll need a brick. I might scrap out the heater element because there's a bit of aluminium in that. But yeah, I think I should have some fun with that. It's a 1400 spin, which is quite high really, washing machine terms. Might do some brick action. I also, in other news, got a trampoline that's about the right size, I think, to get the frequency of the bounciness for the, you know what I'm talking about. So that might come along someday soon as well. Over here, Gorenge, really don't know how to pronounce that. I've just made a video on how to do the filter, and that'll pop up at some stage. Found a bit of treasure in this one. Guess you gotta watch that video to find out about it. It's got a good big door. Oh, maybe that's what was wrong with it. Maybe the door was broken. Huh, I've only just noticed that. That could, you know, really, that could be all that's wrong with this machine. Oh, there we go. Yeah, the bottom hinge plastic's broke. Alright, there's a sticker in there and the paddles are all intact. Yeah, okay, so the plastic's broke, which is not the end of the world, but I can't sell it with it. I have to get a new thing, and for this kind of model, they're hard to find because it's a WA60129. Sometimes these would be like a cheap one at the lower end of the spectrum in a supermarket, or not, what's it called, big box store, that kind of thing. It's quite clean, but yeah, when something like that breaks, I might bring it indoors and save it for myself. Well, I don't know. Anyways, there was money stuck in there. Spoiler alert. And the money probably didn't help the pump. So there's a few things that might have caused, you know, might have been dying on the cycle. It's very clean actually. It's a bit of rust on that screw there, but you know, that's not the end of the world, not if I'm using it. There's a bit of blackness, yuckness down there, but you know, you get that in washing machines. Okay, Gorenge. Then last week, while I was out for a stroll, Candy Grand O Plus 7 kilos GOF 472. Again, I've done a lint filter video on this. I suspect that this one is quite bad because in the lint filter I found this treasure, and it looks like aluminium salts which come off the spider when the spider's knackered, and then that meant, well, that led me to think about just spinning the drum. You can see, if you just watch it along here, it kind of goes in and out and sounds a bit creaky, so I'd say the spider on this one's knackered and it probably makes all sorts of crazy noises when it's going at speed. That doesn't mean I can't throw a brick in it, so yeah, I will. Then in home news, actually wonder would that door fit on that machine. No, it's a different style of hinge. Yeah, it's a different style of hinge. That looks like a Bosch hinge actually. Anyways, let's forget about that. I'm not fixing these, it's going on the scrap. Get some bricks in them. Okay, over here is the Franken Bosch, the one that I had in the cellar, and that one, despite all my best attempts, it just completely died, and I reckon the PCB's gotten some kind of trouble in it. So what I'm going to do is strip out that element that I paid for and the temperature sensor, because that will still work in my other Bosch machines. Maybe any other parts that I think are good, and I don't know what I can do with it really, because I don't know if I can actually throw a brick in it, because the motor's knackered, and that's the bit that's kind of critical for brick and washing machine action. So what I might do is just try to get the motor just croaking along. It's got new carbon brushes and that, but it didn't help it. I try to get that motor just creaking, and then get this machine going, and it might do a merry dance for us. Don't know. Yeah, so it's 5 machines. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then in the cellar is the Miele, and the Miele's out of service again because it's got this lamp that flashes instead of having an error code, because there's no kind of number thing on it. It's got lights, and so whenever the cycle is finished, if it gets to the end, the main wash light flashes. It's come to the end of a cycle. Looks like it's got a problem. The Miele Novotronic W864, I think that one is. The light flashes, the main wash light as well as the end light being on solid. Because that light flashes, it means there's an error, and trace the error to the element, and the element in those Mieles cost a fortune, so I don't really want to fix that. So I guess it's going to have to eat a brick, although I don't know, because it's a Miele and it's really nice, and really nice if it worked, but you know. So I've swapped. I'll go down to the cellar. So the lights changed. I'm down in the cellar and I've got the Bosch WFF1401 in situ where the Miele was. The Miele only did about 20, 30, maybe 40 washes. So, you know, what was that? About £2 a wash? No, the other way around, 50 pence a wash, because I spent about a tenner on it and about a tenner on parts. So not great value, but you know, it is what it is. WFF 1800, I've had that machine running for 5 years, and that wasn't new when I got it, and it's gone through carbon brushes, and that's it. It's a little trooper. It's on the nappies now. Loves them. Eats them up. WFF 1401, it's done one wash today, 60 degree. Well, no, I ran it at 50 degrees, just a regular, what did I have it on? Cottons, I guess. So it did the job. Better turn it off now. Yeah, it's off now. Did the job fine. I kind of like it. It's kind of like an entry-level version of this one. This one only goes 900 spin, whereas this one does 1200, but this one has loads more features and little lights to tell you what's going on, whereas this one doesn't have the lights. It doesn't have the indicator to tell you where it is in the wash. No, it does. It does have the indicator to tell you where it is in the wash, but you start off by where you want to be, whereas in this one you choose what you want to be, and then you start it off and it just clicks through. So it needs a clean. It's got a bit of grime on it from being sat in the shed, but it was going to be a coffee machine, and now it's just a washing machine again. I paid £8 for that one on eBay, I think, and collected it, and got to put the fascia there. You can see how filthy it is. Yuck. Over here's the Miele Novotronic. I was really impressed by this when I took it apart. Fixed the bearings, but the shaft was broken on it. Not broken, the shaft wasn't broken, but the shaft that went through the bearings was rusty. So instead of being able to just fit it, well, I was able to fit it, but it rumbled a bit, so it made this rumbling, and then it made this squeaky noise, and then it leaked, and the leak disappeared, and now it makes this main wash light flash whenever the cycle's ended, which is an error, but my very short look on the internet showed that the error was just an element or temperature error. The element in these is more expensive, I think, than I've spent so far on the machine, so I'm not sinking money into this because this is it's a losing battle with expensive machinery. I'd rather spend another £8 every 5 years on a Bosch. I think actually that one was £20 when I bought it. Expensive. It was expensive and it didn't have a filter, and that cost more money, and I had to figure that out. That machine began my journey on washing machines. Good machine. So we had that one, and then I got the service machine, which is a long time ago, but if you look at the Stonewash Jeans video, the service was there. And then I got the Frankenbosch, which wasn't a Frankenbosch at the time, it was just a Bosch that needed carbon brushes. And now it's broken. You know, I fixed it. Its bearings went, I think. Something went pretty bad in it. So no, the computer went on it originally. So I swapped all the computer off another bit and made 2 machines out of one. And now that machine's died. Then I had the Miele for a few weeks, really, is all it was. Maybe 2 months at most, but really only a few weeks. And now onto the 1401, WFF 1401. And then, just because you might have seen him in the background or whatever, it's a Bosch Classics. Pop the door open. What's that model number? WTA 4007 tumble dryer. That's the one with the weird door seal. So I made a door seal out of draft excluder and it works fine. You just have to put a bit more pressure on the door, but at least the element doesn't go on fire. There's a video of that. what it looks like when there's fluff gone on fire in the element in a Bosch, which people don't expect. But if you don't keep your machine, you pull off bits of stuff and then things go on fire. And here's my old favourite. Had this about 4.5 years. Bosch WTA 2000. That might have been one of the most expensive machines I bought. I think it was about 40-50 quid. It works really well, it does the job. The door looks a bit saggy there. It's only plastic. If that breaks, I'll just put a big metal hinge on it. Right, what an update. We've seen 5 machines outside, 3 washing machines inside, 2 tumble dryers. Tell me what you want me to do next. The Miele, tell me what you want me to do with that. I could probably actually turn it into a coffee machine, thinking about it, because it's got the stainless drum and all, and I really cleaned that one down really well whenever you know what, that's going to be a coffee machine, I think. Unless someone's got an idea about that main wash thing and there's a quick fix. That one won't be a coffee machine until it breaks again or whatever. Yeah, tell me what you think. Thanks for watching, see you later.